Jai Sri Ram. Welcome everybody to Bharat Marg. Welcome Vinay Ji for Bharat Marg. Today is very interesting subject. Germans driven out, okay, of their own homeland. Can you believe that? UK Christians will be in minority, okay, and is India next is a question to Vinay Ji. It's going to be interesting debate, friends. If you're watching this video, please like, comment, and share. And also, friends, if you're here first time, if you're in Bharat Marg, please make sure to subscribe the channel Bharat Marg. We are in Sanatana Dharma Prachar, so please subscribe and support us, and also press the notification button to stay connected so that you can get the notification as we go live with the title, so that you can come and join us and participate in the conversation. Okay, Vinay Ji, Germans driven out, UK Christians will be in minority. Is India next? How the demography change is happening. It is very interesting. Okay, Canada is building masjid everywhere. Everywhere it is, you know that it's happening everywhere. Okay, Sharia regulations are enforced in now many so-called the Western democracies. Okay, see, you had to mind it. Sharia is only for receiving, not for punishments. Okay, you have to understand. So I won't call it a Sharia enforced. It's only partial enforcement. Wherever the Sharia with benefits are enforced, right? And click watch this video interview with political analyst Vinay Ji. Comment and share. So Vinay Ji, what do you say? Germans driven out from their own homeland.
Yeah, so it's a big it was a big news actually sometime a few months ago when I read this article, and I was actually I took a double take on this because I said I don't think it's correct, or there's something, or maybe it's fake news. So I had to dig deep into this, and
Mhm.
actually the everything that is written in this article published in the organizer is true actually, and this is happening right now as we speak.
Mhm.
So Germany, what happened was they did some statistics on this, and like to see how many what's going on. So basically, a bunch of Germans, like a whole bunch, like I'm not even talking whether they're related, they're connected, or whatever. Several people from Germany are immigrating to Paraguay. Paraguay
Mhm.
is a country, a small country in South America, and apparently they're opening up German immigration with open arms, and they're welcoming them because it's going to obviously boost their economy, because these guys are bringing some money and funding and whatever, businesses and stuff like that. And also it's a good uh, population from Germany. I mean, Germans are pretty much known for their education, their backgrounds, and all that. So that's going
Let,
to
let,
boost
let
their
me
economy.
let me quickly ask you this question. German means they are allowing only German Christians, or anybody who is in German.
It's mostly German Christians.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's face it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and okay, now let's go to the background. Why are Germans immigrating to Paraguay? And this was the billion-dollar question.
Mm-hmm.
So the Germans are running away. So I'm putting this in quote unquote, running away from their own country, or let's call it fleeing from their own country because of Muslim migrants and the extreme hostilities from these Muslim migrants in Germany.
Their
In their own
their
country.
president only opened the thing. The
I
she
agree.
was
I agree. So it started off with what is her name, Merkel.
Angela Merkel.
Yeah, Angela Merkel, right? So she started this, and she brought in a whole bunch of refugees from Syria, Afghanistan, even Pakistan. Actually, several refugees went to Germany, And a lot of most of these refugees are coming from Muslim countries for some reason. You
Mhm.
never see refugees from India. You never see refugees from other
You
countries.
don't, okay, because you don't get refugee from India. Okay,
Exactly.
Vinay
The
ji, if
people
your
who go
brother
from
is
India,
coming, Vinay ji, if your brother is coming to Canada, will he get a refugee? If his name is
no,
Abdul Qadir, he will get it.
no. I mean, like, maybe he'll get as Abdul Qadir, because now that there's so much propaganda going on against the Modi government, that there is discrimination and blah blah blah, and stuff like that, right? Marginalization and stuff like that. So these people will come with all kinds of excuses, and they'll have to prepare a story. So while they're on the aircraft or a boat or whatever, they're preparing a nice beautiful story as to how we can present this, and they'll come with some story. And they also have agents who kind of give them all kinds of documents and stories, and to support their cause. So these guys are coming to the country, and these people are creating a lot of hostilities for Germany. I mean, for the local population in Germany, and that actually led to these mass exodus, I should say, from Germany. So basically, what are these hostilities? So there is a lot of crime going on, rape, uh, you know, basically thefts, burglaries. People are getting they're trying to get into their car in the morning, and they're at in their driveway. They start their car, they go into the car to get into their car, and somebody comes and hits them and their car. So a lot of these things are
Come
going
on,
on, and
come
these
on,
guys are
Vinay ji,
openly.
Vinay ji, are you talking about Canada?
No, no, no. I'm coming to Canada. Okay, we are
You are
still in
coming
Europe.
because the
We are still in
stories
Europe.
look very similar
No, no,
there.
we're still in Europe, because this is all exactly, this is all very like a copycat killing. Like, when they do copycat killing, when these mass murderers do killings, right? Like, people like to do copycat killing, and that's exactly what's happening. Copycat crimes, copycat stuff is going on everywhere. But let's focus on Germany. And Germany, and this has become such a big deal. And it's actually, I have some statistics here, and I'll tell you that apparently among the people who have been arrested, okay, this is a important thing. Among the people who have been arrested in Germany for different crimes, most number of them are Muslims, most number are from Afghanistan, and Afghanistan migrants or only 0.3% of the population. But when you look at the statistics of how many people of those 0.3 committed crime, it is pretty significant, like more than, almost close to 10%. 10% of people who are arrested are all from Afghani, and then the others are from either Syria or from other Muslim countries. So
Pakistan.
Pakistan as well, exactly. And this is, Paraguay, they've been has welcomed these people, the Germans who are fleeing the country, since November 2021. So it's been going on for almost 12 months now. And and I and one of the migrants who fled to Paraguay said, I think we should have more regulated migration of people coming into Germany. Otherwise, more people are going to leave Germany. The Germans are going to leave Germany and going to settle down somewhere else.
But
So this
but
is the
these
unfortunate
works
thing.
but these works supported Angela Merkel, who not only opened the border for them, and she was giving lecture to the world.
Exactly. So Angela Merkel, who opened the proverbial floodgate, like pretty much opened up the gates. Germany, guys, anybody who wants to come in, no like a limitation on, okay, we will allow only 10,000 people or 5,000 people. They pretty much opened up the whole population. Like, people just came, and people actually, not only that, Germany sent flights, aircraft, empty aircraft, to Afghanistan, to Syria, to load up people and bring them to Germany. Can you believe that? And it's been going on since 2015.
Hmm.
2015. So
That's
the
amazing.
government utterly failed in Germany. And what has happened because of that? Because of that, they're going to lose their own people. And now Germany is going to become one of the crime capitals of the world. Now let's move on to United Kingdom.
But I am so surprised. I am so surprised how they didn't give a Nobel Prize for her.
So um, so now let's go to UK. UK is become another big. They're calling it the future. What is it? Capital of Islamist Caliphate.
Hmm.
Capital of Islamist Caliphate means that the entire, the Islamic, the terrorists and all these people are being uh, given shelter in the United Kingdom, and they're all coming in as refugees. And once they come in as refugees, they work within their own communities, and they're now they have their own Sharia laws that is enforced inside the United Kingdom, and the demographics is changing so much that the way I remember an interview of a of a British journalist. He was talking to a Muslim taxi driver,
Hmm.
and this is okay. I'm not going to say this is a true story or a false story, but we'll get some moral out of the story. So he was
Hmm.
talking to the this taxi driver, and he asked the taxi driver, "Hey, how many kids do you have?"
Hmm.
The guy said, "I have around 15 kids." The guy was
Hmm.
shocked, and he said, "Oh my God, aren't you going to stop?" He said, "No, I have five wives. I want each of my wife to have 13 to 14 kids so that our population becomes significantly larger in the United
Go
Kingdom."
ahead.
Can you believe that?
Hmm.
So what is going on here is each
Can you
Muslim
repeat
has
what you
about,
said? We got cut off a bit. Can you repeat what you said?
I'll tell you. So
The taxi driver said what?
the taxi driver was responding to a journalist, a British journalist. The British journalist asked him, "How many kids do you have?" They were just having a
Hmm.
casual conversation, right? So the taxi driver said, "I have 13 or 14 kids." And the guy said, "Okay, aren't you going to stop? Like, that's way too many. I have only one kid." And the taxi driver said, "That's the whole objective, because my objective is to surpass the British white population in the next few years, and I'm going to contribute to it because I have five wives, and each of my wife is going to have 13 to 14 kids times 5, which is about 65 kids, one family."
Hmm.
So he said, and
Absolutely.
based on these statistics, and based on the fact that the British white population has no more than one or two kids, they're going to surpass the British population within a matter of 10 to 12 years. So that is how
Hmm.
the demographics are changing in the
Absolutely.
United Kingdom. And the Sharia regulations are
Absolutely.
being enforced, and the government actually is setting up parallel courts for the Muslims to run a parallel, like it's going to happen what happened in India. We have two civil laws there. One is the Hindu laws and one is for the Muslims. Okay. And that is the reason the government there is now, after 70 years, are now talking about introducing a uniform civil code. But there'll be a huge opposition to it. I bet you money on that. And it will not be implemented without a two-thirds majority in the parliament. So Modi and his government are already thinking about it, but it may be implemented, who knows, after the 2024 elections. But up until then, we don't know. But this is what is happening in other countries, and it is a
Hmm.
very sad state of affairs. And then we can come to the North American
But
demographics,
but
but I'll
Vinay
also
ji,
address a
Vinay
couple of
ji,
things.
Vinay ji, Rishi Sunak, the prime minister, the new prime minister of last 2 months in UK, has said that he will be having very kind of, he is going to deal with the grooming gang, which is mainly dominated by this demography, with iron hand. How is he doing at all? Is he able to do anything?
I don't know if you read the news from yesterday. He is already losing support. 40 of his parliamentarians are already kind of telling him, "Hey, your tax, whatever you're imposing, that's not good. So if you don't
What
clean
are
up."
they saying? What are they saying?
They're basically
You get
saying,
dropped
he's
off.
he's
Please say me. What are
introducing
they saying?
he's imposing huge taxes on the people, right? So they're saying, but he's what his
Mm-hmm.
justification is basically to say, by increasing the tax, the government is going to make money, and then obviously they're going to even out the economy, and then things will start getting better. Because in the UK right now, people don't have money to pay their utility bills. The utility bills have gone up so much. They don't have money to pay the mortgage. They are pretty much in a state of
Come on.
bankruptcy, I should say, the entire
Come
country.
on.
It's going the
Are you
way the Greek.
are you a human? Are you a humanitarian person at all, Vinay ji? They
No,
had
I'm
to
not.
pay money for Ukraine. Then they will do these things. Okay, don't worry.
No, no, I mean, exactly. The thing is, they're taking their own money and giving funds to the Muslims, the refugees who are coming in, because every person in the United Kingdom who comes in as a refugee gets something called as dole money. Okay, they live off of the social services, and the dole
Mm-hmm.
money runs into about 400 to 500 to 1,000 pounds, depending on how many, or even more, depending on how many kids you have. And as you know, as I just told you, if a family has 65 kids, he's making thousands of dollars sitting at thousands of pounds sitting at home and doing nothing. And this is all coming from the government. So how much can they support? Like, how long can they support? And one day they'll have to buckle in. And that's pretty much what happened in Greece. So what is happening in United Kingdom is he's taxing the people. So, and 40 parliamentarians have told him, warned him, that if you don't, you know get your act in order, then we are going to back take our support back, and which means
Come
the
on.
Rishi Sunak government is going to fall. So which means that his focus right now should be on how to save his government, not worry about Muslim population or demographic change or iron fist or whatever you just said. That's not his focus. His focus is on saving his government.
And
Everybody is
also
focused on.
in the meantime, in the in the meantime, he has to give some hard hitting interview against Putin too. So
Yeah, exactly. Plus, he doesn't want to, in case they call for elections, in case, right? He wants to be back in power, but this time with his own majority, not because of parliamentarians.
mhm,
With his own majority, the people have to vote him in, which means he has to appease everybody. He
right,
cannot say, Muslims, you are not part of this country. Because he needs the Muslim votes, he needs the Hindu votes, and he needs the Christian votes.
right,
So that's how politics are played in every country.
right.
And it's happening in France, it's happening in Italy, it's
And
happening pretty much in every country in Europe.
and touch upon this, Vinay ji. Like Christians are becoming minority in UK.
Yes, the statistics I just told you, right? In
Hmm.
20 By 2030, to between 2030 and 2035, which is about,
Hmm.
12 to 15 years from now, the demographics is going to shift so much that the UK, the sorry, I shouldn't say UK's, the British white majority that is right now a majority will become a minority by 20 between 2030 and 2035. So we are not, it's not too far off, and we are going to
Wow.
be
And
here to witness that.
now the Christians. Yeah, now the
Yeah,
Christians are already less than 50%. The huge
Christians
drop in
are
population.
getting there. They're about 60 60. I'm not exactly sure the population, but they're there. But that population is going to start reducing. So if this continues and they
Mm-hmm.
bring in more refugees and they let these refugees have 65 kids per family, fantastic. It's going to happen very soon. So, and same thing is happening in North America. So Canada, you just mentioned about Canada,
Absolutely.
right? Like, we just talked about how people come to your driveway and steal your car right in front of your eyes and you're not even able to do anything. And these crimes are happening. Burglaries have increased. People are thefts have increased. People are walking into supermarkets and stealing stuff openly. You have you seen some videos in the United States? It's appalling actually when you see such videos, and they walk into the supermarkets, and even the security guard is unable to do anything because they appoint a pretty much a semi-retired person to guard the store. He wants to save his own life rather than save the store, so he just says, oh sure, yeah,
And
walk away with
no,
whatever
no,
you want.
no, no. If you say anything, then you will become a Islamophobic too.
Oh no, no, it's not Islamophobic. This is the this is the fact. What is happening? I have a lot of Muslim friends, and they are extremely respectable. They have a very respectable background, and they actually do not condone what's happening. Okay, they say that, what, we want to live in peace. We want to live, just like normal people, and it's just a certain segment of the society that's causing all of this. And the problem is all these segments of the society coming from different countries have all grouped together. The only reason they group together is because they're all Muslims, not because I'm Indian or you're Pakistani or you're whatever, right? They all group together just because
Right.
of being Muslims, and they have the same thought process: anti-Semitism, jihad,
Mm-hmm.
religious hatred, and calling non-believers as enemies of Allah. This is all stuff that is kind of being preached right now in mosques. And like you said, mosques are coming up in every part of the world, in the Western world especially, like one a day. Can you believe that?
Hmm.
And what do they teach inside
Absolutely.
these mosques? Same thing: anti-Semitism, jihad, religious hatred. These are the things that they teach inside the
But
mosques.
quickly going into, we are approaching the end of it. Let's quickly ask you. Now you see a lot of stabbing and other things in Canada. How do you see that?
This is again, like I said, the crime rates has increased quite a bit in many of these
Skyrocket.
countries.
Will you say
Skyrocketed,
skyrocketed or
pretty much
increased?
skyrocketed. And what is the police doing about it? Nothing. And if you go to these even public schools and everywhere, right? Like, yeah, yesterday I'll tell you what happened in one of the schools in Peel District.
Mhm.
Somebody set fire inside a woman's washroom. A few students, okay, they set fire inside women's washroom and they walked away. The entire school, over 1,000,
Weeks back,
fourteen
we were
hundred
facing.
kids, 1,400 kids had to be evacuated from that school. And in the middle of winter, yesterday was minus 6 or -7 degrees, and they were all standing outside,
So
and
the
then they had to take.
girls' washroom was fire. Put fire into the girls' washroom.
Yeah, somebody set fire inside the washroom. And then after that, somebody was talking to the principal, and the principal said, oh yeah, these things happen, next time it happens, we will do the evacuation a little differently.
Hmm.
Like, what are you going to do about the kids? No, no, we are going to talk to them. We have cameras, we know who did it. We're going to talk to them and ask them, don't do it
Who
next time.
did who did that? Any name came out?
No.
Okay, so
I mean,
when the
when
name
when it's
didn't
a
come
when
out,
it's a
you know
minor,
they are.
under 17 or under 18, they don't give out names. You know that.
Yeah, but hmm
So this is what's happening, and basically, why is it happening? Because of appeasement, because of equality, equanimity, equity, blah blah blah, whatever those new words, terminologies that have come up. Everybody is equal. We shouldn't discriminate against anybody. But if you don't reprimand them and teach them a lesson right now, they're going to repeat this. They're going to repeat this. And
And
eventually
they are
they're going
going
to
to
become
become a
criminals.
professional criminal.
Exactly. They'll become professional criminals. So this
Yeah,
is the
and
unfortunate
and
part
you
that's going
see,
on.
and you are seeing too many news about the stabbing in the buses too now in Canada.
Yes. And it's happening, and rapes are happening. A lot of women are getting, assaulted. And it's very unfortunate because these guys, that's what one of my own Muslim friends, he said. The funny thing about Muslim men, they cover their wives in burqas and hijabs and all of that, but they see other women, they have
Hmm.
no problem with that. This is the unfortunate part.
Now
Yeah.
you say, why do you say India could be next? Last word.
In India is already has seen this appeasement for the last 70 years. Now the only thing that should happen in India is the reverse politics, and that can
Hmm.
happen only with the introduction of UCC. They already took out the what is that, the talaq, the triple talaq, and many of those things are already happening. But the government has to start the reverse politics and trying not to buckle in to this pressure from within the country and from outside the country. When they introduced triple talaq, and when this whole hijab issue was happening in Karnataka, and when Nupur Sharma said something against the prophet, a lot of these things came from not just within the country. The protests came from even outside the country. But
Yeah,
the government
the
stood
country,
firm.
the country that is hosting the football World Cup, okay, where they are calling that the prophet of peace. What is his name? Yeah, who is hiding in Malaysia right now? Zakir Naik.
Zakir Naik, yeah.
That country stood against Nupur Sharma too. But
Yeah.
I'm sure, you want one quick thing I will let people know. And I was also upset with the Modi government, yeah, in taking away the thing. But now, all of a sudden, Vinayji, now the petrol consumption from Russia has jumped up much higher than the Middle East. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening, strategical changes are happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anyway, thank you for coming in, and just going through this. And absolutely, you are always delightful and putting the things easy for people to understand. Thank you very much. And friends, what do you say? Okay, do you agree with Vinay Ji that Germans are being driven out? UK Christians will be in minority soon, and India will be the next. What do you say? And what do you think of the statistics of one masjid coming up every day in Western world now, and Sharia laws are being implemented, Sharia for benefit. Okay. So anyway, let us know by commenting, and like, subscribe, and share. Friends, thank you, Vinay Ji, for coming in and pouring your heart. Appreciate it highly. Okay. Looking forward to
Thank you,
see
dear.
you again. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.